what's up? It's Sean Baligian.
What up? This is Joique Bell here on the Baligian and Bell Show.
Make sure you check us out on the Woodward Sports Network. So what is up? So glad you could join us Tuesday morning here on Woodward Sports. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. It's not just any Tuesday. It's
Turn Up Tuesday.
Turn Up Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm back.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm
You all right?
doing good.
You've been a busy man lately, man.
I mean, trying to be.
Business.
You're going to miss me tomorrow, too. We got some stuff going on tomorrow. You're going to miss me tomorrow, but it's for the betterment of the station.
Art's already shaking his head. Art's in the other room already shaking his head. He misses you.
Yeah, I know he misses you. Miss
immensely
me, Art?
when you're not here.
Yeah, I miss you. No, I don't miss you. Terry Foster's the best. Blissful Terry Foster.
You know.
Now, you got some business going on tomorrow. I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Sean, hold on one second. You see how a little success changes people? You see how last week I was best friends. We were best friends. I was number one. He moved me to number one, and he goes out. He has a good show on the what's that, fight night? Is that art battle night? What was that?
He's supposed to be my friend. Was it the fight night?
Was it a fight night?
Was that
what
it
do you
was
do here?
called?
He sounded like
What
me.
do you do here again, Art? What do you do here again?
I'm here 5 days, 6 days a week. Where are you at?
I'm working.
Here we go.
I'm working.
It didn't take long. And I tried. Joique,
we
caught
always
me.
pick up where we left off.
I tried to move on. I tried to. I grabbed the steering wheel. I went like this.
Yeah.
That damn thing wasn't moving.
Yeah, and you still didn't win that social media award, did you?
You know what? Actually, come to find out, Papa Stick said no. He said, because I was doing a show, nope, no go. So I can't win. 28,000 plus views. Can't win. Can't win around here, people.
Hey.
All right, so we had a competition,
rules.
like who can make the post that has the most likes and comments and all of that. And I don't know who won. Who ended up winning?
I won.
Stick won.
The boss can't win.
Stick won?
Stick
wow.
won.
What a stunner.
Here, let me raise my hand.
Stick one.
Let me say that the TikTok that he did that had the most views, guess who was in it? You're looking at him.
So you mean to tell me that 30,000 views could have easily been 60,000, but you messed it up.
We wouldn't know because you don't want to do TikToks with us poor folk. You don't want to do TikToks with us not cool people. We get it. 40,000. Thanks, Chad. 40,000.
Yeah, we have a live studio audience in here today.
Yeah.
This is something special. I mean, this is
we live here today.
All right. So we got Fish, we got Stick, we got Jesse, we got Tim, we got Joey, and we got the man Chad.
Anxiety rising.
You know what? They get to see how I suck up close and personal now.
Right.
So it's a special day for everybody. Mom, Dad, love you.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's interesting, Joique? We were just talking about this. Dak Prescott's contract. I mean, again, I hope that people are of the realization now that the football that we grew up with, okay? And this is where I can say anybody's age, all right? I'm serious. The football that we grew up with, the NFL that we grew up with, is over. It's done. This is a different league now. Joique, I have had arguments with people about this for years, okay? You're not one of them. I've had arguments about this for years with people. In the NFL today, the most important thing is the quarterback. Think of a pyramid, okay? Think of a pyramid. At the tippy top of the pyramid is the quarterback.
Correct.
3/4 of the pyramid after that is offense. That's just the way it is. Don't argue with me anymore. I've been saying this for years, and if you can't figure it out now, you're not paying attention. I know that some of you grew up in a generation, like I'm going to say Chad and Tim sitting in here. Defense wins championships.
It's no longer that anymore.
It's not the case anymore. It stinks. I miss defense. I told you I have this love-hate thing with that team from Chicago. I don't want to say their name because I'm going to lose my mind, okay? Yeah. But, Joique, you You basically played psychiatrist for me. You did, seriously.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, Sean, why do you hate the Bears? Because they're everything that I wanted to be. You know, I mean, I played
you
that.
Did. I played
you
it well.
Broke me down. It hurt, but now I think there's some healing starting. I think there's some healing.
The breakdown started because, because what you it's because what you wanted here. You hated them because you wanted us to be them.
I wanted to be the Bears.
Right? You wanted to be the Bears.
I wanted to be the Bears. I did. They punched you in the mouth, and then they said, "You want more? I got more." I mean, really, that was. It's a Detroit thing. You know, we want to be the toughest guy in the block, but you know that day and age is over. It is. It's over. I don't know what Now, that doesn't mean that a team with a ferocious defense can't eventually step back up and flex its muscle. I look at the Broncos a few years ago. Their last Super Bowl, okay? Yeah. Peyton Manning was done. God bless him. He was done. They rode that defense to a championship. I mean, that you have to give them credit. But the way that the league is structured now, you got the quarterback up there making so much money, and we're going to get into that. Stick with us. We had a great conversation about this before the show started. And then it's the offense, and then the offense, and then we're going to take care of the defense. And it's interesting, Joique, because we've talked to some of your boys, and I know Bill Bentley's been a part of some of the conversations in the past. The guys that play defense know it better than anybody else. Man, they're actively plotting against us. I mean, the way that they call the game now, the rule changes, the way it's officiated, they're actively plotting against us.
You think so?
I think so.
No.
I do.
No.
You know what the line Tom Jackson said was? It was great. He goes, it is, I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. He goes, it is basically like they are punishing you for playing defense today. And I was like, I kind of get that impression.
You know, now is that, you got to take this into consideration. Is that the defense part? Like, are they playing a part in that? Is that their fault? It's not.
It's not their fault.
What it is I think everything that's going on with the injuries and the lawsuits that's been put against the NFL, they're trying to make the game safer.
Truth.
They're trying to now if players like Barry Sanders, LT, Lomas Brown, if guys play in the league in this day and era, you got to think how long their careers would be. If guys played 10+ years in those times, tour days. They're showing up to OTAs in March instead of April. You have pads on. Like back then was totally different from now. We have one practice a day. We have a walkthrough later. Tour days aren't as gruesome. Even when I came into the league before they changed the old CBA to the new CBA, we had tour days. Now the second practice was no pants, but you had shoulder pads on. And if you have on shoulder pads, you're going full go. Like you're going full go. And so for me to be able to be a part of both CBAs, it's totally different.
Art, by the way, is there any way we can institute some of that to Woodward Sports? Could we have like a no pants Friday or something? Is there any way we could do something like that?
What we wear, shorts?
Yeah, that'd be great. So listen, Joique, you're absolutely right. It is become a situation in the NFL right now where they have to be cognizant of that. But in the process of being cognizant of that, you are really punishing the defense the way you call the game. Things that guys used to be. I challenge anybody. I'm serious. I challenge anybody. Watch a game from the early 90s. Go back and watch the playoff game. Go back and watch the playoff win over the Dallas Cowboys, okay? January of 1992. Go back and watch that game. You're going to be shocked some of the stuff that happened in the game. Forget about the 70s and the 80s and leather mask and all that stuff. Game's changed. I mean, it has absolutely changed. And so what you're starting to see, and I go back to a few years ago when Carr signed that big contract with the Raiders. It was like, all right, that was the first domino that fell. And then your boy was going to be the next one because he was going to get more money than Carr. He's a better quarterback than Carr.
Right.
And so there was that period of time where Matthew Stafford was the highest paid quarterback in the league. The guy was the highest paid quarterback in the league. And people around here scratch their head. But because people are so stuck in the moment today, they didn't realize, okay, that's going to be for the time being.
I'll tell you this.
It's going to go like this.
I'll tell you this.
And we've seen it.
And you might want to fact check me on this one. But before Stafford signed that deal, we had the other highest paid player on the team, I think in NFL history, and the Ndamukong Suh. I could be wrong, but test me out.
Yeah, he was up there.
He was up there.
I know he was.
Yeah, he was up there. And so then Stafford signs that deal, and then after him comes Matt Ryan, and then after Matt Ryan comes Aaron Aaron Rodgers, and just kept going. I mean, the deal that Patrick Mahomes signed was unprecedented. I never saw that coming. I don't think we'll ever see that again.
And it's insane to think, especially with what's gone on in Dak Prescott's life, what this contract's going to look like. And we'll give you the particulars about this, talk about how this affects the rest of the National Football League, and what this means for quarterbacks in particular to hammer that point home. It's Kenny Golladay Day as well. What should the Lions do? What are the Lions going to do? In case you missed it, there are some varying opinions out there, and some of those sources are saying stuff. So it's going to be very intriguing to see what happens this afternoon. Don't you go anywhere. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. So glad you could join us Tuesday morning on Woodward Sports.
Hey, Joey, are the cookies ready?
Uh-huh.
Joey. Why is one missing?
I walked on the floor.
Joey, open your mouth.
Dang it, I got busted, but that was so worth it. I'm here at Crumble Cookies off of Rochester Road, right by the Imagine Theaters, and I'll tell you, these are the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life. I am not exaggerating, so come try them out. Free cookie day this Friday.
Hey guys, of course, March Madness right around the corner, and to celebrate that, we at Woodward Sports, along with our friends from Hall Financial, have put together something called the Perfect Bracket Payoff. Woodward Sports, Hall Financial want to pay off your mortgage. Hall Financial will pay off your house up to $500,000. That's $500K if you guess the perfect bracket. Starting Selection Sunday, you will have your chance to go to woodwardsports.com and fill out your perfect bracket. And if you don't get a perfect bracket, we still have some great prizes for you. Awesome prizes like a PS5, a 65-inch TV, a Detroit-made Shinola watch, and we even have something for last place, a brand new toilet. Who doesn't need a brand new toilet? We got your back at Woodward Sports. Don't forget, so glad that you're joining us right now wherever you may be. You can join us all over the place. Make sure to check out the app as well. That's something that we've done a lot of work on, and we want you to be a part of. We thank our audience wherever you're watching today, YouTube, our Facebook family. Everybody's just so nice, and they're saying good morning to everybody, and we appreciate all of you. We really do. We're talking about the Dak Prescott contract, and listen, you brought up another one. The Patrick Mahomes contract is just, I mean, it is.
Exactly.
And okay, here's the difference with Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion. You tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Patrick Mahomes had that unique situation where not only were the Chiefs investing in a young quarterback, but they were also rewarding a young quarterback. And you know better than anybody as a player, you usually don't see that in the National Football League. It's either we're investing or maybe we're rewarding, but your reward isn't going to be that high if they think your best days are behind you. That's just the reality of it, okay? That's what's unique to me, Joique, about the Patrick Mahomes contract, because it was that perfect world that united. You're still investing in a young guy that already has done incredible things, including winning a Super Bowl. So you're still investing in him, but you're also rewarding him for what he did. Do you think that plays a part in that mind-blowing contract he got?
It does. It does to a certain extent. You look at Matthew Stafford, the numbers he put up when he signed this big deal, and you look at what Patrick Mahomes did in his career. You don't see that. It's either one or the other, like you said. Look at Le'Veon Bell. Different position, right? He's not going to get the contract he deserves.
No, sir.
Those days are past.
No, sir.
And so in this league, it's more of a timing league, right? You know you have to get paid within this certain time frame. And sometimes players, they like to have their best season around their contract year because it's about timing. If I have a bad year, my contract year, it doesn't matter if I put up 2,000 yards a year before. They're going to look at that year, and that can really hurt you down the line. And it's the business of the game to try to get the best players for the cheapest amount. And they didn't do that with Patrick Mahomes, and that's a great organization. That's a classy move as well.
Absolutely,
yeah.
No doubt. And you know what? I think if anything, the point that you just brought up goes to re-emphasize again how quarterbacks are held on a different trajectory than other players. I've heard you speak about running backs are jobbed in this league.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, they are.
Yeah.
That position, and this is another argument that I've made with people over the years, and I don't hear the counter argument too much anymore. The running back position has become devalued in the NFL.
Yes.
Period.
I've spoke with GMs and presidents of teams throughout my time being out of the NFL, and they would tell you that we can go get a running back off the street, all right, to come in and do a decent job. They don't have to do a great job, but they can do a decent job. I remember when I was hurting in New Orleans my second year playing, and I had a hairline fracture in my knee and some other things going on, and I sat out for a couple weeks on the practice squad, and they brought a guy in off the street, and the head coach pulled me in his office and said, listen, so you have to be available because, we brought a guy in off the street and he looked really good, all right? It's a guy off the street that was on the couch last week and came in that could have took my job, but luckily I fought for it and I was able to keep my job there. But that's how easy it is to replace a running back in the NFL. You can't do that with a quarterback often, to have an elite quarterback to lead your team to a Super Bowl.
I'm going to get to Dak's contract in just a second, but something that's going to support what you were saying. I think, number one, look at where running backs are being drafted now. You have to be blind if you can't see how the position has been devalued in the National Football League. And I think the second part of that is our boy Scott Bischoff said to me, and I think you and I touched on this with him last week, when the Giants drafted Saquon, and the guy's a stud. I mean, he's a stud. He's a do-everything stud. He questioned why they drafted him at that point in time. And I was like, he's a stud. What are you talking about? And he said, my concern with Saquon Barkley is this. When the Giants are ready to be good, 3, 4, 5 years from now, when they finally decide who their quarterback of the future is, in one man's opinion, I don't know if Danny Dimes is the man, okay? I don't know about that. There's some people that, wait till he has more around him. I just don't see a whole hell of a lot out of Danny Dimes. I got to be honest with you. But the interesting thing about it to me, Joique, is he brought up a great point. He said, okay, let's say it's 4 years from now, it's 5 years from now. They're going to use this guy in every way possible. He is going to be the true workhorse back, a guy without a Reggie Bush for his Joique Bell, or a Joique Bell for his Reggie Bush. How much wear and tear is going to be on his body? And you know what? We're starting to see it. We are. We're starting. The guy's been dinged up. It is. Joique, you live this life. You can speak on this better than anybody.
I'm gonna tell you,
you're in multiple car crashes a year.
This is the difference between running back and quarterback. It's the hits you take. It's the every time you get the ball, you're running. You have 300-pounders running to tackle you. You're coming downhill on linebackers going 100 miles per hour. You're breaking tackles. You're in the midst of pile-ups after pile-ups. You don't know what happens at the bottom of those pile-ups. The twisted ankle, pokes in the eye. I mean, things happen that you won't be able to see on camera, right? These things happen over and over again. And over a certain amount of time, it wears on your body, right? And like you said, he missed this season due to injury. And it's going to continue to happen down the road, which the injury rate in the NFL is 100%. So you can't avoid it, right? You just have to take care of your body well enough to be able to get back quicker, right?
So the Dallas Cowboys are clearly investing in a guy that, let's be brutally honest, I like Dak.
How do you feel about did you see this deal coming?
I think it's crazy. I really do. I think it's crazy. I think it's Jerry Jones being a good owner. I mean,
do you think this is a classy move on him?
Yes, I do. As a player in the National Football League, you have to feel that way because part of the reason, Joique, that everybody groaned when that injury happened. Number one, it was gruesome, okay? But number two, everybody knew in the back of their head this is a guy that was this close to a payday, and that I don't want to see that happen to anybody, even a Bear. Okay, Lord forgive me for saying that. I don't want to see any man lose his payday.
Exactly.
You know, and so that was, but. Right now, I mean, what is Jerry Jones investing in? Okay, and consider the source. I liked Dak at Mississippi State. I thought that was another guy that was being overlooked in the draft process. All right, but what has Dak won? He won dick. Really? I mean, let's be honest. He won a damn thing.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you're investing in a guy that has a torn knee. That whether people want to admit it or not, we have to wonder aloud. Is he ever going to be the same again? So there's two ways to look at it. Players, Jerry, mad respect. Mad respect. The common sense guy that I try to be and doesn't always work. What the hell are you thinking, Jerry? What do you? I mean, Joique, $160 million, $126 million guaranteed. This contract could be up to worth $164 million, a signing bonus of $66 million, a record $75 million in year one for a dude that had a horrific knee injury last year. Right? I mean, it's
No. As you say that, I sit back and I think he's getting all that money with that injury, and I couldn't even get my $2.5 million when I was here with Detroit. They wanted me to take that pay cut. We see how that worked out.
We'll talk about it when we come back. So glad you could join us. As I mentioned, we'll kind of delve into what does this mean moving forward. We'll delve into Kenny Golladay Day as well. What the heck's going to happen today? I think, one man's opinion, you have no choice but to tag him. Period. End of story. Yeah. We'll get into that as well. Don't you go anywhere. Woodward Sports on a Tuesday morning.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hey, what is up? I want to remind you, if you're looking to start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry, you can learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. Certainly appreciate those guys being a part of what we do here at Woodward Sports. We're still growing. We're in the toddler stage right now. Like honestly, like
infant stages.
The first Joique, really, the first couple months we were gaga goo, we were learning to crawl. Now we're starting to get around on our own 2 feet. We're not going anywhere, and we appreciate you guys being along for the ride with us. I am intrigued to hear what kind of impact that would have because, all right, let's be honest. Jerry Jones has a mixed, very mixed reputation around the National Football League. And
he does.
One man's opinion from afar, I think Jerry Jones is a stupid ass. He's a great businessman, but in terms of running a football team, his ego is too large to allow him to take a step back and let a football guy take that over.
And that's where I wanted to get to. Now, do you think this move that he made with Dak Prescott with doing this, I don't think it's just for publicity. I think Dak deserved – I think this is probably what he would have got if he was healthy, right? Do you think he did this to show that he is a classy owner and that he does take care of his players? Like, how do you – like –
honest opinion, I think that he is doing this to, once again, do the time-honored Jerry Jones tradition of looking like he's the smartest guy in the room. Because he's the guy that wanted Dak. Let's not forget. All right, so you know how the draft room works, okay? So there's a room. There's a bunch of dudes in the room. And let's use our studio audience as an example, okay? So you got all these guys in the studio audience right now. They're all smart dudes, all right? Stick, Jesse, Tim, Joey, Chad, okay?
Yeah.
And so Chad's listening. Chad's listening to the input from every one of those guys in the room, okay? But at the end of the day, Chad's Jerry Jones. Chad doesn't give a shit what any of those guys say. Chad's going to do what Chad wants to do. Hey, that's great, guys. So Stick and Tim could be sitting over there going, Chad, we got to take this guy. This is incredible value right here. And Chad's going, no, I like this Dak Prescott kid. Yeah. That's my guy. If you remember, this is going back years. Sorry to be nerdy. He did this with a guy that came out of quarterback that nobody thought could be a pro quarterback by the name of Quincy Carter. Quincy Carter was at Georgia, fine, cute little college quarterback. He wasn't an NFL guy. But because Jerry liked him, Jerry picked him, and then Jerry threw him on his coaching staff. Lo and behold, Quincy Carter failed, right? So I think Jerry, again, this is an educated opinion. I think what Jerry's trying to say is, I'm a football guy. All those things that people said about Jimmy Johnson, and everybody gives Jimmy Johnson credit for making our dynasty, it was me. I'm the guy with the ultimate call. It's a huge gamble, but if Dak Prescott can be as good as I don't know, I think he can be.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Jerry looks smart.
I'm gonna tell you right now that Dak knee is feeling so much better today than it did yesterday or the day before.
I hope so.
Or a week ago.
I hope so.
It feels way better today. And so this is great motivation for him to get back out there on the field. Or is this the time where okay, I can ease up a little bit? Now, this comes the time to where you see if he's that competitor that you always thought he was on the field. If you just look right now, I mean, he's the heart and soul of that team. What he's done for the Cowboys, there hasn't been another quarterback to do that besides Tony Romo. And I know you don't like Tony Romo that much. He hasn't done anything. But right now, Dak Prescott is on his way to capturing his numbers. So I like him. I don't know how you feel about him, but I think he deserves that paycheck.
You know what? I wish him all the. I like Dak a lot coming out of. I told you, all right. This is personal to me. I think the NFL and the scouting process is so backwards, and I use examples. Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, guys like that. For whatever reason, you hear a lot of scouts say, that guy's not a first-round pick. You worry about why? All they did was perform. And listen, I'm not trying to play the race card. It just so happens that every one of those quarterbacks are African Americans. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. It does make you scratch your head a little bit, doesn't it? Like what? Do
you believe in coincidences? Do you believe in that?
I have no other way to say it makes me scratch my head. How's that?
I just need a yes or no answer.
Do I believe in coincidences? Sometimes. I can't answer yes or no. Sometimes.
Is this one though?
No, I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I think that people are hung up on the black quarterback, and it's so stupid and backwards. And so, I mean, Scott has sat here with you. The Lamar Jackson in particular was, what am I missing? What on earth am I missing? What? Oh, he runs. What? Great. So is Patrick Mahomes. It's so stupid. Russell Wilson. At least with Russell Wilson, you could say, well, he's not the biggest guy and all that stuff. And to me, I just sit back and go, did you watch him? Did you? And I didn't get a chance to see Russell much at NC State, so I didn't know what they had. When I saw Russell Wilson at Wisconsin, holy shit.
I hate that when they can look at a player and look at the side and say, oh, he doesn't fit this our prototype, right? Yeah. You have guys who come in and they miss out on money because they try to devalue you because of your size or your speed, but you can never, look the body of work on film. And but honestly, it's the truth.
Tape don't lie.
They can tape. The eye in the sky doesn't lie, right? The eye in the sky doesn't lie. And one thing that I hate is that they can look at a guy. They can look at his football speed. They can look at his knowledge of the game, his football IQ, and say, he ran a 4.6 40. He's not going to hack it in this league. But you can go on film and see him outrunning the defenders. You can see him running down defenders, right, or opponents, and you can sit there and say, oh, he doesn't. But no, he doesn't belong in this league.
I don't get it. Hi, Art.
Yeah, just some breaking news. Tampa Bay Bucks have franchise tagged Chris Godwin. So just wanted to bring that to you. Chris Godwin.
Good decision. Good decision. Now, again, think about what Tom Brady's not a dummy. More on Tom Brady in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. See how we did that? I actually tied it together.
That's
a tease in the business.
It's a tease.
You're going to understand why we brought up Chris Godwin. We didn't know the breaking news was coming, and why we brought up Tom Brady. Because there's something that's happening in the league today that people need to open their eyes. And I'm going to be intrigued to hear from the guy that played in a room to hear his thoughts on why Tom Brady somehow fits in with Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes. We'll do that when we come back. Don't you go anywhere. So glad you could join us on a Tuesday morning right here on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
All right, hey, did you know the price of an ounce is over $300? Why not start growing your own? With just one light, you can pull down up to 48 ounces every harvest. Do that math and then go see the crew at Grow Green. They have everything you need to start growing today and the knowledge to help you crush it. Check out the Dank Deals page at growgreenmi.com for some insane deals like bags of Oceans Forest or Cultivation Nation 70/30 for just $8. Mention Woodward Sports for a free Grow Green t-shirt. Joique, just to put an exclamation point on the conversation that we just had, I think you know this better than anybody because you lived it. I think NFL scouts are terrified to do something different. Do you know what they are? They're a bunch of old men.
That's the way things are, and that's the way they'll always be.
Back in my day.
I can't take some running back out of Wayne State. I don't care what award he won.
All right. Give us your old man voice real quick.
Back in my day.
Right. That's what I'm. But I think I'm convinced that there are guys out there. Well, I can't take a chance on a kid from D2. Hey, how'd that work out for the Baltimore Ravens? Judon is a stud.
How did that work out for the Chiefs?
Yeah, right? Hey, how'd that... I can't take this running quarterback. Again, how'd that work out for the Ravens? Lamar Jackson, stud. Yeah. You know, and I don't know what it is. Is it this is the way we've always done it? This is the way we've always scouted? It doesn't make sense to me. I think you're being stupid.
You know what it is? That when something has been done one way for a certain amount of time, you have people that they're not innovators. They want to stick to the script because they don't want to put their name on something different. And then when it fails, right? And then when it fails, oh, he brought him in. That guy right there brought in Joique Bell here, right? And so I remember when I ended up getting my opportunity to go play in Buffalo, I remember this is how they would play it, right? So we're in preseason, and during preseason you have how we did it. Every running back got their own series. And I was having a pretty good preseason 2010, and it was me, not Reggie Bush, but it was me, C.J. Spiller. No, it was me, C.J. Spiller, and another running back.
Say his name. Say his name. You know who I love?
Who, Chad Simpson?
My Fred.
Fred Jackson and Marshawn Lynch.
Love Fred.
But what happened was Fred Jackson and Marshawn Lynch got hurt in the first preseason game, so it was just me, C.J. Spiller, and Chad Simpson. And so as we go through the preseason, we get to the last game of the season. I have 2 touchdowns already, and we're playing in Detroit. I had a fan from Wayne State who bought 50 tickets and brought all my teammates and sat them in back of the end zone. It's my series. You get the whole series until either you punt, you kick a field goal, or a turnover. You stay in the whole time. So we get down to the goal line. Right before I'm about to score, they pull me out and put in the other running back. And now I'm heated because I done help us get down here, and now you take me out, right? So fast forward.
Jerks.
I was ready to hop in the crowd and cheer with all my former teammates from Wayne State University, and they took that opportunity away from me, right? Because they didn't want me to be on the radar of other teams. They didn't want me. They wanted to cut me, put me on practice squad, and eventually pull me up when they didn't know what was going to happen with Marshawn Lynch. He ended up going to Seattle. And by that time, I was already in Philly.
Yeah.
And so what happened was they tried to hide me. Because they didn't want any other teams to get me. And that's just business, right? That's just business. And that's one part about it that I hate.
Well, you know, it's funny. You talked about the old guys and the way it's almost like I feel sorry for our studio audience this morning, right? I mean, we talked about this before the show.
Here's the way things have been. This is the way they should always be.
Yeah.
It's like poor Chad trying to teach me. I've done this for 26 years.
Exactly. And so
poor Chad.
And so the moral of the story is that when they cut me and they released me and they didn't bring me up when before I went to Philly, the special team coach told them, like, are you guys stupid? This guy's a D2 player, but he's going to play 7 to 8 years in this league. He's going to play 7 to 8 years.
It is stupid.
He said, are you guys you guys let this guy go? So I remember playing the Bills later on, and I saw the special team coach, and he told me what he told the front office. Like that was a stupid move. It was stupid. And so
doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so enter Tom Brady. Enter Tom Brady. Here is a guy, if there was ever a quarterback that deserved to be the highest paid player in the National Football League for literally, okay, literally the past 20 years, 19. It's Tom Brady. And he isn't. Hasn't been. Won't be. Right? This is a guy that, whether it be in New England, whether it be in Tampa. Now, don't get me. My man's paid, okay?
Yeah.
He's paid. Make no mistake about that. But this is a guy that throughout his career, okay, and I remember Michael Jordan. I'll get back to that in a second, going years ago, okay? This is a guy that has been the most successful quarterback ever. That is non-negotiable. You cannot debate that, period. If you're one of those people, hi, Tom Mazaway, that doesn't think that Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback ever, number one, I think you should give me a sample of your urine to be tested. But even if you're that guy, hi, Tom Mazaway, the one thing you can, he is the most successful quarterback ever. That's you
all time.
All time, period. End of story. That's it.
The most impressive thing about Tom Brady to me is you have one guy that has been in 18% of all Super Bowls. That is an amazing number.
I don't know who is posting under Woodward Sports, but whoever posted under Woodward Sports nailed it on right on top of the head. Brady has been successful because he allowed front offices to spread the money throughout the whole team. Bam.
Period.
And
so my question to you is, do you think these contracts like a Patrick Mahomes, a Dak Prescott will hurt the front office with bringing in more talent?
Yes. It will hurt the team. Absolutely. 1,000%.
So the thing is, are they not going to these players early on in their career and say, listen, Tom Brady, he's laid the blueprint to how to be a successful quarterback in this league? Or you think they say, no, scratch that, give me mine, right? And it comes to a point to where, is it about the money or is it about winning?
It's funny because I go back to a couple of years ago. Remember when Richard Sherman came out and talked about what was going on in Detroit? And he said, look, I don't want any part of that Patriot way. Those guys have had their success. I got to give them their success, but they're not having fun. I think it's possible. I'm paraphrasing, but you might remember those comments from a couple of years ago. Richard Sherman, who you know better than anybody, well-respected voice in the National Football League, right? Sure. Rich talks, people are going to listen. So Richard Sherman, if you remember, came out and talked. He was like, those guys in Detroit aren't having fun. I have boys in New England. They're not having fun there. They won, but here's the problem, okay?
That's the thing, though.
If Matt Patricia was winning, for all of his warts, he'd still have a job here today. Mm-hmm. If Matt Patricia went 10-6 and 10-6, let's be perfectly blunt. Matt Patricia would have a job today. It just so happens that Matt Patricia had these warts and these beefs with the players, so we hear about those warts and we hear about those beefs with the players. Why? Because they sucked. We've never heard those things about Bill Belichick because he keeps winning. Now, my question is,
well, you didn't hear that this year.
Will that change? That's a question that I have. If they go through another year where they meandered like they did last year, will you hear guys start to chirp up a little bit about the great Bill Belichick, the winningest coach of all time in terms of what he's done? Same thing, okay? Non-negotiable. Nobody's won more Super Bowls than him, period. End of story. It's over. I'm not having that debate. Will we start to hear some people start to chirp up? It's a great question. I don't know. Because if you're not winning, baby, if you're winning, you know the rule better than anybody. You just shut your mouth and go, yes, sir.
So it's a saying in the league: when you win, say little; when you lose, say less. All right. And when you lose, that bruised arm that you have hurts a little bit more, right? But when you win, it feels a little bit better, right? It feels a little bit better. You can have a fumble in the game and come back and score the winning touchdown of the game, and that one fumble you had it, but you made up for it, and now it's not that big of a deal. Now, when you lose, things that are negative with the team, period, is magnified. They have a magnifying glass they put right on it, right? And it magnifies and they blow it up. Sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not, right? And so we have this thing that we will have every Monday when we come in for meetings. We'll have an emphasis tape. Basically, we'll go through the game, and the coach will pick out key plays that played a major part in the game. So I remember I was coming back off of my Achilles injury, and we were playing the Packers there, and I had a safety 1-on-1. Now I beat him, but I didn't beat him good enough because he just slowed me down for other people to kind of tackle me from the side or behind. And so the coach said, "You got to win better than this. I expect more from you." Like, this is my first game back. But you know what? I took it. It wasn't disrespectful. I know what he expected of me, and so I just had to rise to the occasion. And so it's things like that that, as a player, you have to get out of your ego and say, okay, you want more, I'll give you more. All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Love hearing that. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about Kenny Golladay. I think it's a simple proposition today. I really do. I'll tell you why. We'll get the player's perspective as well. Don't you go anywhere. Woodward Sports on a Tuesday morning. Glad you can join us.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fayette at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
All right, what is up? Glad you could join us here on a Tuesday morning, a big Tuesday around town. I am a firm believer, Joique, especially the position that the Detroit Lions are in today. You cannot, capital C, capital not, allow your best asset to walk away for nothing. You can't do it. It's dumb. Why are we celebrating what the Lions are doing right now? Vast majority of fans did not want to see Matthew Stafford go. Why are we celebrating the Lions letting Matthew Stafford go? The booty. That didn't come out the way I wanted. The booty that came back is what we're all excited about.
The booty that came. You love the booty.
I do love the booty.
You like the booty, or you like the wop?
Give me more first rounds, baby. No, but first round draft picks, a third round draft pick. This is something that is overdue for this franchise, whether we want to admit it or not. It was time for them to call a timeout and say, the way we're operating has been atrocious. We have tried to win, and we've lost for years. So now let's just say, bleep it. Let's suck. Let's suck. Let's get some more draft picks. We already have some more first-round draft picks, okay? But with that being said, I'm a firm believer that you cannot give away young, talented players. Kenny Golladay today is the best player on the Detroit Lions. He is the best player on the Detroit Lions. DeAndre Swift, I think, is still going to be a special player. I believe in him. I'm not giving up on Jeff Okudah. Maybe we can revisit that conversation a year from now. I think he was thrust into literally an unwinnable situation. It's already difficult enough on a rookie cornerback, okay? But as you've talked about many times, you're talking about a guy that came in a COVID year where he didn't get as many opportunities to become, in tune with the NFL life. And exactly. Without the veteran leadership back there as well. He was kind of out on his own this year, all right? I expect him to take a big step this year. Kenny Golladay is their best player right now, okay? Mm-hmm. So it sucks that he didn't accept what was a great offer.
It was a great offer.
I'm not going to tell the man he's right or wrong. I've told you this 1,000 times. I'm never going to be Kenny Golladay or Joique Bell. Okay. You do what's best for you, man. I wish you all the best.
It comes to a point. It comes to a point to where does he not like playing for the team? Because that was a great offer. I didn't think they was going to offer him that much. But for them to offer him that much and him to decline it, is it him saying, I don't want to be in Detroit? Is that him saying that I'm worth more than this? Or is this him saying, I want to test the market? Because they franchise tagging, what would it be then?
What is it estimated? It's 16.4, I believe, is the estimate. That's an estimate. Don't quote me on that.
So around 16. So around 16.
It's about 16.5 million.
Yeah. So they offer him 1.5 over what he would get paid if they franchise tag him by 4 o'clock today.
Yep.
No.
This article from the Free Press says that he preferred to stay and sign a long-term deal in Detroit, and that was from December 2020. So what happened from December 2020 to now? Too many changes? I mean, what?
There's a lot of speculation. I'm not going to sit here and play the speculation. There's a lot of speculation. You know, some of it. I mean, here's the thing: when you hear things, people are going to talk. People are going to come up with different things. You know, that's just the way it is. I've heard it speculated that he got some bad advice. Clearly, I think it's bad advice. It's one man's opinion, but I'm going to tell you, Kenny, or anybody else, I'm not going to tell you to do or not do what you think is best for you. I'm not you, man. You live your life, okay? And I'll go ahead and live mine. But with that being said, Joique, I've heard a lot of people say, well, don't franchise him, okay? I'm sorry. I think it's maniacal.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I'm sorry.
And then right now, what the highest we can get for him right now is a 3rd round pick.
Compensatory, yeah, at best a 3rd round pick.
No, he's worth more than that.
Once he's tender, if I come to the undeniable, and when I say this, I mean it, undeniable conclusion that my man doesn't want to be here, then at that point in time, I say you have to. I'll tell you what, I'm, and we've had this conversation. I'm going to do my best to accommodate your wish. You have to help me out. You have to get your ass on the field. You have to go out there and show everybody that you are this close to being a top 10 wide receiver. Okay, which I thought he was a year ago at this time. I was like, the way Kenny exploded in 2019, I was like, my man's coming close to top 10 territory, right?
Right.
Okay? When you sit out as much as he did last year, okay? I don't care who it is. They're
it hurts your stock. It hurts your stock.
Bam.
And so what the best thing that we can do now, franchise tagging, let him get healthy, let him get back on the field, let him have some type of production, and then test the market.
Yep.
I see no other option at this point. He didn't want to take that long-term deal. If he doesn't want to be here, and then we understand that, we're going to do what's best for the team. But if we can accommodate you in the process, then we will. All right? But, no, I don't. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. We don't want you here.
You know this. I'm a nerd. Somebody asked the question, what's better, Sean, franchising him and dictating what you get in return at the risk of being stuck with him, or letting him walk for the compensatory pick? I am a nerd. I want value. I want value charts. I'm the type of guy, I still look at the value charts, even though it's outdated around draft time. You know, Bob Quinn told me point blank. He said, we still use a variation of it, but it's kind of outdated about the draft last year. I want value. If I'm going to trade Joique Bell, you know what? I'm not going to trade Joique Bell for a 7th round pick. Because somebody could say, oh, come on, he was an undrafted kid out of Wayne State. And I'd be like, open your eyes, man. This isn't draft day 2010, okay? Yeah. This is a guy that has proven himself to be an NFL player. And the same thing could be said about Kenny Golladay.
Say it again. I got a what?
Open your eyes, man. This isn't some kid that slipped down the draft because lazy asses weren't paying attention to what this kid was doing in DeKalb, Illinois. Lighting shit up at Northern Illinois. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to look at that kid that was drafted, that was this raw kid. I want you to look at this kid that, you know, was on the verge of becoming a top 10 receiver. And then I'd turn around and tell Kenny, I believe in you, bro, but you got to understand what people around the league are saying about you. People are questioning that. With you sitting out as much, you don't like to hear that. I'm just telling you right now, point blank. That's what people are saying about you. Don't get mad at me. Facts are mean. That's what people are saying.
You know what? As an athlete, that hits home, right? That hits you right. That hits you right here.
Be a damn good
that
general
hits you
manager.
Right here. For a person to come and tell you that they're questioning this about you does something to you as a man. It's not even a player, as a man. How does that make you feel? All right.
Sucks.
All right. How would that make you feel for a guy to say, you know, you're not the man we thought you were. You don't have heart. You can't hack it in this league. Go home. You know what? What? I'm in the what? I'm in the NFL. Basically telling you that there's no pedestal above the NFL when it comes to football. It's nothing.
That's right? It.
And so for a person to come and tell you that you don't belong here because of your heart, that strikes home, and then that makes you feel a certain type of way. And then what do then? You get healthy. You get in the weight room. You do what you got to, yoga, whatever you have to do to make your body feel right, because you take care of your body will take care of you. Right? So I don't know what's going on outside of outside of the field, outside of the practice facility. I don't know what's going on with Kenny Golladay. I don't know. It might be a family issue where he wants to be closer or go to another team. He might not want to be part of a rebuild. He might want to win right now. So whatever the case may be, if you don't want to be here, you don't have
I
to
may
be
not
here.
have heart, but I do have art, and Art is doing a great job with a myriad of things. The best thing that Art is doing here is he is so trained to raise his hand when you're in here. So every time, Art, you raise your hand, I have to acknowledge you, brother.
I appreciate
Hold on one
you.
second.
Thank
Hold on
you.
one second.
Oh, he wasn't finished.
No, I'm not done. I appreciate you bringing Art name up, but when I'm talking, he waits. I appreciate you, Art. Go ahead, Art.
Thanks, Joique. So, hey, if we don't franchise tag Golladay, do we take a wide receiver? Do we draft one at 7? I mean, what do we do?
You take one anyway.
You take one anyway.
You have to. I don't think you have to at 7. You are not sold to taking one at 7. I think that's, whether people like to hear it or not, it's definitely in play. It's an option. And it's funny, Scott Bischoff is going to be in tomorrow. The guy that everybody's drooling over is, are you ready?
Yeah.
A tight end. Okay, but he's a tight end in name only. The kid from Florida is who's everybody's talking about. He's a freak. And even though he's categorized as a tight end, could you imagine the Lions walking up there and at that pick and going, the Detroit Lions select a tight end out of the University of Florida, Mr. Pitts? People would lose their mind. They would.
They would.
Now, I don't think he's going to be there. I really don't. I think he's held in that esteem. But, Art, to answer your question, the way that comes down, no joke, is it possible that they take one of those wide receivers there? Absolutely it is.
Getting called out on Facebook, Joique. Kenny Burke says, hang on, Joique, I brought this up during the offseason that he was intentionally sitting out to be healthy for free agency, and now you thought I was crazy, but yet you're saying the same thing. Would you like to comment on Kenny's Facebook comment, Joique?
No, I don't remember that.
Deny.
I don't remember that. Bring up the episode.
I love what Steve said. Steve, you said something smart back here, and I wanted to tell them he's got the hip of an 80-year-old. Yeah, Steve's right. Steve's absolutely right. If I'm going to make a deal, Joique, I'm calling you. Ring, ring, ring. Hi, Joique Bell, general manager of whoever the hell you want to be general manager of. This is Sean Baligian. I'm the general manager of the Lions. We're kind of interested. We heard through the grapevine that you guys like Kenny Golladay. And then you would go, well, I do like Kenny Golladay, but he's got the hip of an 80-year-old. I'm lying to you. Steve, you're a great general manager. I am going to lie through my damn teeth to you. I'm going to look you in the eye, and I'm going to tell you, Joique, I did like Kenny. I'm really worried about Kenny. What do you honestly think that I'm going to give you a high second-round pick for a guy that's got the hip of an 80-year-old? Every gosh damn medical could check out. But he has to prove it on the field.
And then this is what's going to happen. Okay, we're going to franchise tag him. And when he gets back on the field and he proves he's the Kenny Golladay that we all think he is, we want a first-round pick.
There you go, baby.
We want a first-round pick.
That's what I'm talking
so
about.
So this is a game you want to play, then let's play.
Kenny, it's up to you. Get your ass on the field and show everybody you're the stud that we think you to be.
And then as a general manager for the Lions, I'm going to Kenny. Kenny, you want to be here? No. Well, listen, I'll talk to a team. You have to get back on the field. They're questioning your hip. They're questioning this right here. What type of man are you?
It's Tom Cruise all over again. Seriously, it's Tom Cruise. Help me help you.
Show me the money.
Yeah, right? Help me help you.
All right, can we get a show me the money?
No. I've been raising my hand for 5 minutes.
All right, and you can talk after you say, show me the money.
Show me the money!
Hi, Art.
Question from Facebook. And we could get to this after break because we got to do a break. Would you rather have a third-round pick or franchise tag Golladay?
Tag all day. Period. End of story. Value. Kenny Golladay is not a third-round pick. No. I still believe in him, even with his 80-year-old hip, even with him sitting out. I'm willing to bet on Kenny Golladay. I am. And I would tell Kenny Golladay that. Kenny, I know, and I don't know where Kenny's mind is. Okay?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't.
But it's not been about betting on Kennedy. I mean, on Kenny. But the thing for me is, we miss you, Kennedy. Get better.
Get well, Kennedy.
Get well, Kennedy.
Much love.
But for Kenny, it's not more so about betting on him. It's more so about what's best for the team, and what's best for the team isn't, all right, letting him go for a third-round pick. All right, the best thing.
You know what I'm going to tell him? I'm betting on you, kid. And if you don't want to be here, great. But I'm still betting on you because it helps my team.
That's true.
It helps my team. So then I look like Jerry Jones. I look like I'm smart and I care, and everybody wants to come play for Sean Baligian because he cares about his kids. But the truth is, I care about my team, period, end of story, and you can all go to hell. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about what the Lions might do. Listen, you guys better be prepared. The Lions, there is a distinct possibility they're going to not only use a first-round pick, it's possible, but they're going to use multiple picks on a wide receiver. And in today's NFL, let's go back to the beginning of the show, okay? Just, 50 minutes ago? It's not a bad idea, is it? Don't go anywhere. Joique Bell, Sean Baligian, this is Woodward Sports. Hi, how are you? I like what Steve said here. Sean would trade his kids for a day with the Stanley Cup. Do I get them back? I wouldn't trade them. Do I get, could I make a one-day trade? Could I, trade my kids for one day, get the Stanley Cup, and the next day when I have to return the Stanley Cup, I get my kids back? Then you have me if that's the deal. If that's the deal. But I would want my kids back. But one day, kids, be gone with you.
You know what? I just thought about this. I could have the Stanley Cup for a whole week with all my kids. Just trade one a day? Hell yeah, sign me up.
Art, what's your favorite sport, Art?
MMA.
MMA.
Do you not know? There's no friendship here. You use me. You don't know that MMA is my... That's like saying, hey, did you play for the Lions, Joique?
No, it's not. I don't want to talk to you about...
What's wrong with...
I don't want to talk to you, Art.
I'm done with you. I'm done.
You know what, Art? I will never call you again.
Good.
And give you props on your show and what you're doing.
Good.
Because we was on the phone. Oh, Joique, I really appreciate that. And, I'm showing you love, and you come on the show, you act like a fool. You act like a fool.
Did you see what he blocked? He grabbed his phone and he goes, blocked.
Yeah.
You use me as the light of the morning. How on earth does Joique use you?
You just lost the most influential person in your life.
Fake followers.
Dude, you are a gift. You really are. You're a gift.
Yeah, no, not a gift, the devil.
So listen, here's the interesting thing about the draft, okay? And hopefully you've checked out the draft show because we have one of the best in the business. If you guys have watched this, we have a scout in here in Scott Bischoff, and the dude, he's outstanding. He's just on point, and that's one of the cool things here at Woodward Sports. And I'm going to toot our horn for a second. You aren't getting that anywhere else. You aren't getting like a scout's perspective anywhere else, and the things that he can talk about. We're really blessed to have him around, and he's going to be sitting in tomorrow as your Mr. Big Shot tomorrow. I wish we could talk about.
We can talk about it.
I'm proud of you being Mr. Big. Oh, can we really talk about it?
We can talk about it a little bit.
All right, we're going to talk about Joique being Mr. Big Shot tomorrow. I'm proud of my man there, no doubt about it. But listen, we've talked about this a lot. What does the Lions receiving core look like right now? Okay. Maybe you got Kenny Golladay. You got Quintez Cephas, who I like, but Cephas isn't a 1. Cephas might not be a 2. Even though the NFL, I think that's becoming a little outdated. Sometimes it's a 1A, a 1B, a 1C. But I like Cephas a lot. I thought he was value last year, and I think he's going to be value moving forward. But the Lions need to redo. Marvin Jones ain't going to be here. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. No. Just not going to happen. It'd be great. Yay, in a perfect world, Marvin would stay here and we'd all be happy and we'd eat his delicious cakes. It's not going to happen, all right? So the Lions need multiple wide receivers.
They do.
And
the thing about the draft, I spoke with a scout not Scott, another scout, and we talked about their process, and their process is just to scout talent and get talent on the team. It's not their job to figure out where to put them. That's the coach's job. It's our job to get this talent here to this team.
Sure.
And so when you sit back, you look at the bigger picture, I think that's what we're going to be doing in this upcoming draft. Just bringing talent here and figuring out where we can put them.
And as Steve said, I mean, you got Cephas, you got Tyrell Williams, okay? That is your receiving core going into the season, all right? Now you're going to find a guy, you know, maybe you get a guy off the waiver wire. Maybe you find a guy in the summertime that's cut that you didn't think was going to be a cut. There are always those casualties. You had to live that life. I'll tell you what, I thought Mohamed Sanu was good here. I did. You know, this is a guy that had some success elsewhere. He became available. He came in here. I think he helped the team out. You have to go get some wide receivers. And the chances are, you know, again, might it be in the first round? I think
this is my thing. Do you want to see a repeat? Do you want to see a repeat of us having an opportunity to get a OBJ or us having an opportunity to get Aaron Donald, right? And we pass up on both and we go get a tight end because that's what we felt we needed.
That's what people are terrified of.
Right. That's what we felt we needed. So do you want to see us do that and say, you know what? Because when we talked previously, we said that if we would have got Aaron Donald, we would have been prepared for when Sue up and left.
Yes.
All right. And it would have been cheaper.
That was Martin's mistake.
Right. And it would have been cheaper because Aaron Donald would have been on this rookie contract.
You got it.
Right. And so do we keep Kenny Golladay, and did we bring in, say, a Waddle? Do we bring a Devontae? Do we go grab a receiver like that, bring him in, and just in case anything happens, if we do a trade down the line, we're prepared with another top-tier receiver on the lines.
And Joique, it's a great point because this goes back to the beginning of the show when we talked about what is the NFL today. Here's that pyramid. The quarterback is at the top of the NFL today. If the quarterback is at the top of the NFL today, then what might be second?
Receiver.
His 3 or 4 or 5 wide receivers. And you know, you guys better get, the Lions are probably going to draft a couple wide receivers. They might draft one as high as 7 if they stay there, and they're probably going to take one later as well. And I'm not against it. And you brought up such a great point because I remember people saying this about, let's face it, the Lions missed on some wide receivers in the aughts, right, under Matt Millen. Yeah. Charles couldn't stay healthy. God bless him. Charles was such a nice guy, just couldn't stay healthy, you know, couldn't stay on the straight and narrow and everything. Okay, Mike Williams was a lazy guy. Well, it wasn't going to work here.
Cheetos,
Fritos, Funyuns. You know, had Funyun stains all over him, everything. Just wasn't going to work here. Does that mean because we missed on a couple, does that mean we don't keep trying? You know what I mean? Like, here, because he's sitting here again. I'm sorry to bring up this analogy. All right, I promise I'll get to you in a second. All right, so Chad's here, right?
Yes.
Chad is sitting in the room right now, okay? Chad wants Woodward Sports to work. Woodward Sports is going to work because of Chad, okay? Does Chad sit back because Sean Baligian sucks and isn't exactly what he's looking for? Does Chad go, man, I really missed on Sean. He just sucks. It's just not working. I'm just going to pull the plug on the whole damn thing. No. He goes and gets whoever. He goes and gets Ryan Romani. He goes and gets Dan Miller. He goes and gets just because it doesn't work. This is like lying dumb fan logic. It drives me out of my freaking mind.
Damn.
Myself?
Try to get some more money.
No, but I mean, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, we've done that before. How about Mike Williams? How about Charles Rogers?
But listen,
we better never draft a wide receiver
Sean, you're going
ever
against
again.
yourself. You're going against yourself now.
Why?
Because you said that's the fan logic of keep trying, right? And that's the Lion way. And you said the way that we've been working has not been working.
No, but positionally, if I need a wide receiver, okay, and can we all agree, everybody, the Lions need a wide receiver.
I'm going to ask you this. Is this the position that we need the most right now? If you ask that question, is this the – no, it's not.
All right, can I answer this? It's probably the best position of value, though. And you're talking to Mr. Value. I want value. What is going to help my team the most, okay? If you have a stud from Alabama sitting there at 7, that is the best value. I want the best value because I'm not thinking about winning anytime soon, and neither are you.
We talked about
value.
this. Where's the game won? We talk about
in the
this.
trenches.
In the trenches.
In the trenches.
And so if he's not having enough time to even
nobody's
get
there at 7 though. No, nobody's there at 7 in the trench.
Okay.
All right. God forbid. Let's play a game of pretend. The kid from Oregon falls. Sewell. Let's play. Then you sprint up to the podium and grab that guy. I don't give a crap how you fit him in. You are talking about head and shoulders the best guy in this draft by a mile. You sprint to the podium and you grab that guy. You figure it out later. And then all of a sudden, you know what? You got yourself an offensive line.
Legitimate.
That is absolutely legit. In what I think the best center in the game, Backus and Sewell. Okay, let's go. Cool. This is my line for the next 5 years? Holy crap, we might win sooner rather than later. Art, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're okay. A couple comments from D on YouTube. Let's say Allen Robinson wants to come home. Do you still franchise tag Golladay? I don't understand. If we offer Golladay that money, why can't we give it to Robinson and let Kenny Golladay walk?
I don't think you can ever let an asset walk. I ever. For nothing, ever. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
I just that one man's opinion. I'm not saying I'm right, okay? Even though I know I am. I think that comes down to an opinion. I'm a big fan of you don't let assets walk.
You can't do that.
Sorry.
Then it's not an asset.
No,
you're
absolutely right. If you let him walk, he's not an asset.
He's not an asset. And so you get nothing.
You're smart.
You get nothing for him. All right? And then it becomes a liability. All right? So you invested this time, this money into a guy that you just say, you know, we're just going to let him walk. I don't see that happening.
See, you know what Scott said? Scott on Facebook? Yeah. Kyle Pitts as a wide receiver would be my first pick. Chase and Waddle would be 2 and 3. People are talking up Kyle Pitts that much. Like hybrid guy. Yeah. Like Jimmy Graham, Gronk, all rolled into one. You know? Gonzo, all rolled into one. I mean, that's the value of Pitts right now, right? People in this town would lose their mind. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? I think because, again, they see T.E. in front of his name. And people are so, damn, well, we have Hawkinson. He's pretty good. Why would we need him? He's not going to line up as a tight end. Yeah. But they see T.E., and that's the hang-up. Pitts won't be there. We're not going to have to worry about it.
You know what's funny?
Mark my words, he'll go before 7.
And then say we come to contract time and negotiation time, they're going to try to do him the same way they did Jimmy Graham. Put the T right there.
That was bullshit. That was
bullcrap.
Damn it.
That's the name of the game we play.
I'm going to have to ask for a raise with as many gosh damn swear jars I get out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Chad pay
my bills
real soon. How
much money have we put into the swear jar this year, Art?
Truth be told, I haven't received a single dime from it. So thanks, guys.
You know, you're not touching this money. This money is going to charity and not art charity. It's going to real charity.
You know that I live 35 minutes away? Charity me. I've got enough kids. I got diapers I got to buy.
That's why I live 32 minutes away. Okay.
You have a Tesla. You float here.
I drive a Hyundai. Stop it. I drive a Hyundai.
He's just about 10 feet. What the hell? Hey, there are reports of a copter.
Hey, talk about life choices.
That was match game. Match point.
That was match game.
All right. What did we tell you about Blake Griffin a couple weeks ago? This is the way it was going to end. Yeah. I hate to tell you, this is the way it was going to end. And Troy Weaver did the right thing.
He did.
Do your due diligence, but at the end of the day, you weren't getting anything for Blake Griffin. This is a time where, guess what? An asset, the circumstances dictate you aren't getting anything for the asset. We'll talk about that when we come back. Don't you go anywhere. So glad you could join us Tuesday morning. Joique Bell, Sean Baligian. Art is now levitating in the other room. Glad you could join us on Woodward Sports.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Joique Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate. Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Hey, what's up? Glad you can join us.
Okay. You see the?
I don't know if you guys caught that.
No.
But it was awesome. Yeah. 1 second we're talking about what clip to use on social media. If we caught that, that's the clip we use on social media.
That thing was.
Oh, was that beautiful?
It was a whole thing.
Somebody said, "Joique, you drive a Tesla?" Yes, Joique, it's a beautiful car.
Thank you.
It is a beautiful, beautiful car.
Chad, it came with the job. Chad got it for me. A company car.
Boy, did my agent screw me up.
Yeah, company car. Mm-hmm.
I got a glass of water. This is look at it, but it. You know what? It's got the cool Birmingham roast logo on there, though. So
I like how Fitz put the J on it because somebody else sits in this chair, so it might be somebody else that might take it. So he put the J right here. Appreciate it, Fish.
It is a beautiful car, though. That's a really nice.
I like your pickup truck. It's so manly. You know, you ride by people in the snow and they give you the number one finger.
You know, I am number one. I was number one for a lot of people in the snowstorm a few weeks ago. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
I openly admit it. I turned into that guy. I'm not lying to anybody. I'm sorry, Art. I apologize to you. I'm that guy. I am.
You guys.
So hold up, Art. Raise your hand. So it was funny because I had to take Chad to the airport after one segment, and I had to rush him there. And so, we pushed. We got these. This is a nice car. And so I go to Fort Lauderdale, and we're heading out with the fellas going to go grab some dinner, and he pulls out the Rolls Royce. I said, "Big money, big money, Chad."
I'm going down to the Keys in a few weeks. I'm going to be gone the end of March.
Talk to Chad. He might let you borrow.
I asked Chad
if
I could stop by, and he said you're not allowed within 3 counties of where I live. So that kind of sucked.
Art, raise your hand.
I can give you a ride in my Kia.
Art, raise your hand.
How about a ride in the Kia, Chad?
Art,
he
raise your hand.
He had it up.
I got my hand up.
All right.
What about a ride in the Kia, Chad? Come on, one time you'll love it.
Anytime.
Great stereo system.
Love to go slide out with you, bud.
Man, you don't get no seats, all those car seats. Knowing how Art live, he probably got a car seat in the passenger front seat.
Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do. Chad, I'll move the car seat, but just for you. I don't move it for many people.
Yeah.
I don't want to say his friend threw up in my whip.
Oh yeah, so I brought my homeboy down there with me, and he threw up on the floor in Chad whip.
For real?
Yeah. You know what? And
what
then,
happened? He just get sick?
Yeah. He had.
Was he tipsy?
Yeah, he was tipsy.
Okay.
He was
It
tipsy.
happens.
It happens.
Been there, done that.
And then Chad, comes back, and his wife takes the Rolls Royce out, and then she comes back and says, "Hey, Axel said somebody threw up in the back." She said, "No, the guy's body smoking in the back. It's ashes. He's over exaggerating. It's probably they were smoking in the back seat."
Steve said, "What's your vacation countdown?" Not that I'm counting, Steve. 20 days. Yeah, this was the trip we were supposed to take last year, but that little thing called COVID happened, and thankfully we were able to. We kind of thought that we were going to get screwed out of it, and thankfully the plane was really cool about it. The company was really cool about it. We were kind of like, we're screwed, but they let us renew it, and it worked out nice. So I think I told you that's the one area of the country I've never been to the Keys. I wanted to do it for like ever.
You deserve it, man.
Yeah.
Go down there. You're going to enjoy yourself.
Well, it's great with the family.
You're going to enjoy it. So, for everybody,
They
he's
do
going to be
everything
going
I
the
don't
last.
wanna do.
He's going to be going the last week of this month. We're going to miss you. Go down and enjoy your family.
Thank you.
And it's unique because you never pick where you guys go. You just say, okay.
True story.
You just say, okay, cool. So this is the one time.
This is the one time they were
we're
like,
going to
let's
go where you want to go. Let's
we're
go
going
to
where
the
Dad
kid.
wants to go. Yeah. Now that they've agreed to that, we're doing everything I don't want to do. Like, my wife's one of those people, she's already made like this itinerary, and I'm like, I don't want to do that, I want to do that. Oh, I may as well give up. There's not going to be one thing on there that I want to do. So
What do you want? Cool. What do you want to do when you get there?
You know what vacation is to me?
You know how people go on vacation and they come back and they're more tired than before they left?
Yes. Why do you do that?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you? You're like, relax.
Yeah.
I've been going pretty. I'm an old man.
Yeah.
I've been going pretty
old.
hard. I want to chill out.
You're pretty old.
I am pretty old. Damn it. Hi, Art.
I'm starting to think this is all a one-way friendship between all of us. Joique goes to the Clarissa Shields fight. Fake invites me. You're going to the Keys. Didn't even get it. I can't ride in the baggage claim.
You know, it's funny. Cause last week you were number one. You wasn't number one last week. You remember he moved me to number one, and now is he back to number one?
You're
now?
both zeros in my heart right now. Let's talk about Blake Griffin. I'm over this.
My family. Guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but Art's coming on vacation with us. Nice to meet you, Art.
That's funny. You know what?
I brought my suntan lotion.
Definition.
Art
Listen,
on the nose.
Sean. Once again, life choice. The definition of a deadbeat. He's gonna leave his 7 kids at home with Trisha.
For a vacation? Hell yeah.
That's why I didn't invite you. I knew he was a deadbeat. God.
Art the Cabana boy.
Yeah. Make $500 in shack. All right, kids, take this $50. Y'all be good. I'll keep the $450.
Art and I have like PF 5000 because we're both almost translucent. We're just putting on PF 5000 on us, to keep from getting burned.
Put on anything.
Yeah, must be nice.
Must be
I'm gonna
nice.
come back looking like a freaking
I should
lobster.
put on like sunscreen or something. I should put something on, but no, I've never been burned. So
Scott brought up a great. Sean, take Art with you and let him do all the stuff you don't want to do.
That sounds better than being at
Art
home.
and I would go run off. Then my family would hate me. Come on, Art, let's go.
So what do you have to wear when you go there? Is it like a special type that you wear? Art, do you ever get burnt like when you outside?
I'm Italian, so I tan easily. I don't burn that much.
Oh, really? I told you the one time I got tanned is when I went to the Bahamas. I'm not. This is just.
So you don't burn that much, Art?
There's a theory. I don't know if this is scientific.
What is he trying to say?
I don't know.
No, just ask you.
You don't burn that much, Art.
You don't burn that much, Art? How much do you burn?
Oh, I got it.
You got it?
Oh, bring, the light bulb just. Art, you burn a lot.
That was a long way to the joke.
Joique, I told you, there's nothing scientific about this. This is just a life experience. When I went to Fort Lauderdale years ago, I got so burnt I had to stay inside for 2 days. Like, I mean, blisters all over my chest, my shoulders and everything. When I went to the Bahamas, I don't know what was different about the sun down there. I came back and I was bronze. There was just something different about the sun. I don't know if there's any scientific thing to that. I can just tell you, life experience. More often than not, I'm going to get burnt, like bright red. Like where you'll look at me, you'll go, oh, dude. But when I went to the Bahamas, honest to goodness, I came back and I was
That happened
bronze.
in Florida? Where you got burnt? Was that Florida?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was awful.
So the conspiracy theory is, I don't have no conspiracy theory. I was about to make up something, but no. But when you went there, you said that the sun, somebody came to you and said the sun is different
Yeah,
down here.
that's what yeah, man, Bahamas sun different. Yeah, like honestly, I had that conversation and I was like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. It's all good, man.
Guam, man.
And they really do talk like that.
Is that Dracula?
It's yeah, it's a 1, 2, it's the count.
No.
3
Guam.
sunburns, 4 sun. Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my
really,
God.
that's it. It's.
Hey.
Dude, that's what he's.
Hey, hold up.
Go to fish fry.
You got to
man.
chill before you upset some people.
That is true. Cancel culture.
Oh, really?
Culture.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
before you upset some people.
Oh, okay. No, but I mean, really, that like this dude, the guy that drove us to the,
He said,
the
"Oh, really?"
hotel, the dude that drove us to the
I'm just
hotel
joking.
was like, he was telling us all these places. He goes, "Go to fish fry, man," and I was like, "Okay." And I go, "Well, we were talking about sunscreen." And he goes, "You don't need sunscreen. You don't need sunscreen, man. You're gonna be okay." And I was like, "Really?"
Hey.
But I put on sunscreen. But he was right, dude. I turned bronze.
Yeah. And so, question. How do you think, I'm about to, switch up gears real quick. How do you think this pickup for the Nets with Blake Griffin will help them in the future? How do you think it will help them?
Best of luck. That's the way. I just don't think there's a lot there. It's
what role will he play? What role do you think he'll play? You think he'll help play center a little bit when DeAndre is out, when DeAndre Jordan is out? You think he'll go in there and they don't have any other true bigs. They're still in the market for some true bigs.
I listen. Love the guy, warrior. He was great as a veteran leader when he was here. Yeah. It's over. I'm not being mean. It's addition by subtraction.
I'm gonna tell you now. He's one of the most exciting players that I was able to watch as far as to see what his athleticism could do when he was healthy.
Sure.
All right. Injury has robbed him of his athleticism. It really has, right? So you sit back and you watch him now, he's a shell of who he once was. And for him to get that big payout, what he got, and there's some other off the field things that could be causing him stress that, over time it can mess with you mentally, and at the end of the day it can affect you physically as well. Right?
Sure.
All right. You hear the saying where a person can think themselves sick, right? And off the field issues and off the field things that might seem small can end up being something big that can affect your on the field play, right? And so I'll give you an example. When I was in college, I had an altercation. It wasn't a fight, anything like that, on my end, but it affected me in the way I played the next day, and it was in my head mentally. And that was the worst game I had ever played at Wayne State. All right, I had six carries for 9 yards or something like that. It was horrific. All right. And
what year was this?
I think this might have been my junior year.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, it was my junior. You just missed it. And I remember going through that night before the game and going through that problem, that issue. I had to call the chief of police and say, listen, this happened. I need to make a report. I need to make a report. And I remember my aunt was coming up for the game. I told her what happened, and she was very infuriated, and it affected me mentally, and it went on into the next day into the game. So things that off the field, issues off the field, can really affect the way a player plays on the field.
I've told you this before.
Sport.
No, and I've told you this, and it's interesting. Kenny said, I heard he's going to play center when teams play small ball against him. Look, we all know what he is. There isn't much left now.
Yeah,
I'm not being mean.
He went from being he went from being a high flyer to now he's shooting threes in a matter of a couple years, in a few years.
You bring up the psychological effect. I think that's important to talk about. We had a couple people ask again because we teased it. We'll get to it. I promise you. There's a payoff. What you're doing tomorrow, because I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
don't now.
So I give a little bit when we come back.
Look how smart he is. You see that?
I'll give you a little bit when we come back.
See how smart he is?
You stay tuned. Joique Bell, Sean Baligian, Woodward Sports.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Hey guys, with March Madness right around the corner, my bookie is offering a shot at a share of $10,000 with the My Bracket contest, and it's only a single dollar entry. We've got the NBA tipping off every other night, not one but 2 UFC pay-per-view cards, and plenty of intense NHL action at your fingertips. So regardless of your favorite player or team, whether you're betting first or third period totals, you've got a choice from thousands of lines and prop bets all on sports, and it's all at one place. It's at MyBookie. But you have to take the initiative. Do yourself a favor. Get a head start by signing up today with promo code Woodward, and they'll match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. That is free cash credited to your account instantly on top of your deposit. Now, the best part is you always have access to the action. Whether you're at home or on the go, visit the website online or on your phone at mybookie.ag and use promo code Woodward to grab yourself a deposit bonus. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. We're going to throw it to the newsroom. Our boy, Corey with a K, in the room. When Corey with a K comes in, there's always some news. What's up, Corey?
Some news.
Breaking news, the Detroit Lions are not franchise tagging Kenny Golladay.
What? No value. Liability. Now, is this is it more to that, Corey, or is that it?
There's no plan on who they plan to use the franchise tag on just yet, but he's not getting franchise tag.
So you have a guy who doesn't want to be here. You say, okay, you don't want to be here. Good riddance. And Sean is so in disbelief, he has no words. And he's sipping on his Mountain Dew. It's Diet Mountain Dew at that. Diet Mountain Dew.
I'm pretty pissed off right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off right now. It's Look, I'm not as pissed off as I probably should be right now, initial gut reaction, because I understand where they're at as a franchise. This screams to me that they're taking a wide receiver at 7 now that they've made this decision. There was a chance they were going to do it before. They don't have anything closely resembling
what's going to be
number
different,
one wide
though?
receiver.
You know how we talk about how when you have young players coming into the NFL, you want that leadership in your receiver room, or in that position room to kind of help guide those young players to show them how to be professionals. You know what's going to be different about this pick? I think we're going to take a receiver number 1. I think
no doubt about it.
All right. So, and that's always been my thought process going through this. They don't need to have that type of leadership now. And the reason I say that, because you look at the coach, look at the assistant receiver coach, these are guys that have played, who these younger receivers coming in are going to respect. And so these are not only coaches that, they didn't only play in high school or college, but they played in the NFL at an NFL level, and quite successful. And so these are the guys that they can call, talk to, and it's going to be a coach and player relationship, but it's also going to be not say buddy, but it's going to be more of a relationship where they're more approachable and you have more respect for them because of what they've done, their body of work. And I think it'll work out. I'm not sure, but I kind of like it.
Hi, Art. I'm trying to contain my anger.
I know.
Right now.
It's crazy because someone just tweeted at us and said, we've lost Stafford, D. Rose, Blake Griffin, and now Kenny Golladay. It's crazy when you think
Here's the difference. Can I tell you what the difference is? And this goes back to what we were talking about an hour ago. With Stafford, I can justify it because you got a fantastic package back, right? With Kenny Golladay, you're giving him away for nothing. I hate that. I hate it with a passion. I hate it.
Mark just asked, does he go to New York? Does he go to the Giants? That seems to be the lead right now.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need to figure out if Danny Dimes is the answer. I don't think he is.
So this is
I know some people disagree with me.
So I know
I
we
just don't
have
think he's
a lot of
anything special.
speculations here, and the good thing about it, I can see what type of information I can get that isn't G14 classified, and get the permission when I go to the Lions facility tomorrow, which is the reason I won't be here tomorrow. We're having something like a coaches bruncheon where they're selecting 2 to 3 former players, which is me and 2 other players, and we're able to go to this bruncheon and kind of have a appreciate it, Sean.
Slow golf clap.
Yeah. So we get to go there, have lunch with the coaches. They're doing a panel. We can, the coaches are going to ask us a few questions. We're going to sit down and kind of, they can put a face with a name. Some of the guys I already know. And we're going to go on a tour of Ford Field, and then also we'll be meeting with the GM and the Ford family as well at the Henry Ford Museum, where we'll learn more about Henry Ford and his contribution to this community, and not only this community, but to the world in general. And so it's a great opportunity, and I was honored to be invited to it. So that's one reason why I won't be here tomorrow. So
I want to develop that when we come back a little bit, but Corey with a K. Hi, Corey with a K.
Just want to add more into that. Adam Schefter followed that up by saying that they've officially called Kenny Golladay and let him know that he will not be franchise tagged. So it's a done deal.
Yeah. So it was an offer, and you think the logic was, let's offer him $18 million, and if he accepts it, we'll love to have him here. But if he doesn't want to be here, we don't want him here. Do you think it was that type of mindset that played a part in them saying, we're not going to franchise a guy who doesn't want to be here, because that can be cancerous on the team?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't. I just think I'm a big fan. I have to reiterate it. I just think you have to get value for assets. I'm just you can't let assets walk away. Now, assets are going to walk away. It's inevitable. That's what free agency's for. They didn't have to let this one walk away.
You treat this kind of like you do real estate. You don't make your money on the sale. You make it on the buy. So they were able to get Kenny Golladay, and then they let him go for nothing. which in retrospect becomes a liability to the team. And I don't know if they feel this liability is. Did you see some shot? The face you're making. You see something good?
Well, no. I do need to bring this up. I don't know who's doing our comments today, but I just call it Woodward Sports. We'll take the wide receiver with the compensatory pick, and he'll be a stud. I pray you're right. And you can get studs later in the draft. That can't be argued, okay? Yeah. We talked about the other day, guys that went a little, like Brandon Ayuk, a guy that was completely overlooked, in my opinion, is a flat-out stud. Guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, Kenny Golladay, have become studs. Guys that went later in drafts and everything, okay? I hope you're right, Woodward Sports. The way that I would answer this is this. I don't know what we're going to get with that 3rd round pick. If it indeed is a 3rd round pick, I don't know what we're going to get.
So
I know what we had with Kenny Golladay.
Exactly. So,
and it's a known versus an unknown that is my hang up right now.
I know, and this is our speculations, right? So are we saying that Kenny Golladay is a bigger liability to have a cancer on the team than to just let him go for that 3rd round pick? All right. Is that an issue? Because they're probably saying
it's a great question. It's a great question. Yeah. Joique, how bad is it? I've heard things. I'm sure you've heard things. I don't like to talk about things I've heard. I really, truly don't, okay? I don't think it's fair. If I heard things about Joique Bell, I wouldn't. I don't know. I'll talk to Joique Bell. I've heard things about Kenny Golladay. I don't know Kenny well enough where I would, call him or text him or whatever. I don't think it's fair. Have there been things out there? Yeah, there have been things out there. I don't know if it's real or not, okay? But
that's a good thing because that stuff's to stay in the locker room.
It is, and it's you know what? I think it's a waste of time to talk about that which we don't know. I'm a big fan. I don't know. I have no idea. But you've heard things, and I mean, I guess the PG version of it is I heard he doesn't want to be here. I've heard that something happened in the past year that kind of made him not want to be here.
Is that something with the team? Because it's a whole new regime. Is it with a teammate? Is it with players?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
That's the only thing I can think of.
I don't, and I just go like this. That's why it's not fair to talk about things like that. It just isn't. Can we talk about what you're doing tomorrow, though? Can we do that a little bit more? Because I'm going to say it again, and I've said this to Mr. Wood 100 times. Yeah. This franchise needs to reach out to not only the community but its former players, and I applaud them for doing that. And I want to take a deeper dive into what you're doing.
And so kind of what we talked about with the community relations when they reached out to me and asked me was, what exactly is this event? And let me check with the network and see if it'll be okay for me to attend. So obviously they said, yeah, we want you to go. So reached back out to them. They said it's perfectly fine, appreciate it, and we kind of talked about what the whole day will entail. And so when after they finish the panel, we get to sit down at the table with the coaches, and we'll have lunch. We just sit there with the fellas, and we're just eating, right? And
I have a lot of questions to ask you. Can I do that when we come back?
Yeah.
All right, cool. He's Joique Bell. I'm a sad Sean Baligian. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday right here on Woodward Sports.
Hey, but we got Gina World right here.
I mean, we're inside Grove Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan.
Hi, welcome back. Glad you could join us. It is Woodward Sports on a Tuesday afternoon. Moody Blues once sang about Tuesday afternoon.
26 minutes.
Remember that? There's one person that got that reference.
You see that beautiful smile.
I can see Art in the other room.
No,
Art's.
Not that smile. You got 26 more minutes to see that beautiful smile down there across the stage.
So, Joique, you know what? I've said this 1,000 times. I love that Rod Wood gets it about this franchise, that this is a franchise has made a lot of their former players feel alienated, that they don't belong, that a lot of guys came back here and were like genuinely surprised that not only the franchise still care about them, but in the case of a couple players, like literally with the I didn't know people remembered me stuff. And that when I hear that stuff, it breaks my heart.
And who was that who told you that? I remember you told me
There
that.
was one guy, I'm not going to, off the record. I told you who it was. I'm not going to say it. But there was one guy that was like just stunned.
And they've been doing a better job, right?
Tremendous.
And
I'm serious. Lions, when you do well, I'm really simple, Joique, in this business, okay? This is just me, and I hope the Lions have learned this about me. If you do something well, you deserve to be applauded, not spanked.
Right.
If you don't do something well, I'm not going to applaud you. I'm going to say
You're
that
gonna put them
was
over your
dumb.
lap. You're gonna put them over your lap.
You have to do it, right? That's my job.
You're gonna make them go outside and get the switch too.
That's my job, though. But I mean, Joique, do you understand though? That's my job.
Yeah.
It's not about loving your hate. Joique, listen.
So let me give you a couple of examples of what they're doing now, right? So they have the Hall of Legends. Right? Pre-COVID, what they would do is they'll reach out to the alumni that are in the area. It might be two or four guys they'll bring in for every home game to do some type of appearance where some of the fans can come in, they can see some of the former players, and we can sit back, talk, take pictures, sign autographs, and they can see like we're still around, we're still a part of this organization, and we still love this team, right? And so what they would do is we'll do that, and then they also give out wristbands and tickets to the alumni and their families to come in, and they get us a suite, and we come in, we watch the game, they fill it up with food, and they're taking necessary steps that need to be made in order for people who play for Detroit Lions to say, you know what, this is a Class A organization. They are. And they're getting to it. And I'm able to talk with the team and say, listen, why aren't you guys doing this? Why are you guys doing that?
I love to hear that because you know what? I think in years gone by with the Detroit Lions, I think the Detroit Lions have taken a we know everything approach to things. And in the process have made themselves look very foolish on many different fronts. And what I like, and I think it was Mr. Wood that started this, you know, with reaching out and trying to do more in the community and talk to guys that have played here that spilled blood for this team. And what Sheila Ford Hemp is now saying is, I don't know what I don't know. So I'm bringing in people in here to show us how to do it. Right. That is on and off the field. That is so important. And I'm forgive me, I'm so sorry. I'm convinced in 2 years it's going to pay off. I'm convinced. I'm convinced the next 2 years are going to be very tough.
You'll see a turnaround.
Look,
so the third year.
Somebody said, Logan said 12-4. I'm calling it next year. Lions are going to absolutely blow next year. And if you didn't believe me before, they just got rid of their best player. They bye-bye. We don't need you. They're going to blow next year.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I'm trying to keep my emotions in check.
So
because
this is what
Joique,
it's going to
I
be.
knew they were going to blow anyway, but now they're really going to blow.
This is what's going to happen. We're going to go pick up. We're going to make some picks in the draft. We're going to pick up some people in free agency, and what's going to happen is this: we're going to see flashes of what this team is going to look like in 3 to 4 years. That's what's going to happen, and then throughout this process, we're going to see a lot of mistakes that we make with guys that we brought to the team. By the guys that we drafted, we're going to see some mistakes, and we're going to tweak those. Either give them time. The higher you get drafted, usually the more time you have to get adjusted to the NFL speed, the NFL game. You get more time the higher you get drafted. Now, you get drafted, 6th, 7th round or undrafted, your time is narrowed down. You can't make the same mistake twice, right? You can barely make the same mistake twice when you're a first or second rounder. When you're down. All right, if you're down and you're undrafted, you're not the household name, you can't afford to have too many mess-ups, too many screw-ups. Or you'll hear some footsteps coming down your hallway during training camp at 3 in the morning and slide that pink slip under the door. Thank you for your services. Here's go your tickets you can head home. Coach. You're flying back home, coach. Go say bye to your coaches. Yeah, that's what it is.
Double coach, baby.
Yeah, I remember a coach would tell me that. Try to scare us. You got something to say, Art?
Yeah.
I didn't see your hand up.
He did. I swear he did. No, really. Art, I'm covering for you. Joique, he did. You turned around just as he put it down.
I didn't see it.
Just done. I'm done.
I didn't see it.
No, Art, you did. I have to get your back here. I really do, Joique. He did have his hand up.
You know, speaking of having our backs, did you hear when he was talking about how, the alumni get tickets to the game, they could bring friends and family?
No.
I just met you. I didn't know you pre-COVID.
No, but I've been through this virus. We've been together.
I'm telling you, there's nobody at the games last year.
I know, but once you get tickets, your two friends here,
No.
Sean Baligian and Art
That's
Smith.
funny how you switched up. That's what art is. I figured art is an opportunist because early on in the show, I was a zero.
You nailed it.
I was a zero in his heart.
Head, yes.
I'm blocked. Remember, I'm blocked.
Unblocked. Unblocked. Look, he just unblocked you.
I already told you, you lost the most influential person in your life. I'm never. You're not going to the game with me.
Oh, I'm getting a divorce too? That's weird.
You getting divorced? You getting divorced? Trish got you wised up.
I don't know if this is the case, but Scott said if Kenny said he wasn't playing for less than the highest salary for a wide receiver, why would the team try to keep him? I don't know if that was said. I mean, you got a point. If that was said, that might be something different.
Say it again.
He said, if Kenny said he wasn't playing for less than the highest salary for a wide receiver, why would the team try and keep him? If he was crazy like that, then you know what I would. I mean, for me personally, I would say, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the next best thing. We're going to give you the average of the top 5, and then we're going to turn around and trade you. Kenny, I hope you understand that if your value is that high,
let's give scenarios because we don't know the full thing. We said that we might have said that they offered him $18 million. He said he might have said no and countered back with something else, and they just declined it. So he said, "Okay, I'll walk away." Something similar to what happened to me when I was coming out towards my last year, towards not my last year, but the tail end of my career, where they tried to make me take a pay cut, and I said no. I'll take a pay cut to this, but nothing lower than that. All right, and they wouldn't match it, and so we parted ways. I don't know if this was a similar situation to where we'll pay you $18 million. You might say, no, I want 21. No, we're not going to go past 18. Or it could have been something to where they started off at 16. He said 22. They came back 17. He said 21. He said 18. We can't go past 18 for you.
Do you know what my mindset would be? I would turn around if that was the conversation that Kenny had. Okay, I'm going to use Scott's hypothetical. I want to be the highest paid wide receiver in the National Football League. Kenny, do you think that market's out there? Did I call him Kennedy? Kenny?
Yeah, I did it earlier because we missed Kennedy.
Kenny, do you think that market's out there? Do you think there's somebody?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told the Lions, because at some point it's not even about the money, all right? It's not even about the money. It's about the respect factor. You guys feel, and what happened? We had the new regime who came in when I was fighting through my surgery, trying to come back from my surgery, and my recovery from the surgery went into the season, and so I tried to come back early. I couldn't. I left, set myself down for about 3 to 4 weeks, and came back and was still about 85%. But at the beginning of the season, I was about 50%, Sean, 50%.
Sure.
I didn't start running and cutting on my leg until a week before the first game.
And it's hard in situations like this, Joique, because I mean, people are going to speculate. I don't know if the conversation with that Scott brought up happened. Kevin said, look, if Golladay has medical problems with the hip or whatever, the Lions would know that best today. You're absolutely right. But you know what we're doing? I hate to bring this up to you, boys,
speculation.
But we're doing this. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm left to do nothing but try to deal with what we know. What I know is the Lions let arguably their best player walk away for nothing. We'll find out more. But again, Joique, if they say to me, I want to be the highest paid wide receiver in the National Football League, I say, do you think that market's out there? And his agent says, yeah, I do think that market's out there. And I'll go, well, then good. Because you know what we're going to do? We're going to tag you for the top 5. And if that guy thinks that you're the highest paid wide receiver, they can come get you. They can come get you. If they think that highly of you, that they are willing to pay you more than any wide receiver in the National Football League, if they think that highly of you, well, then surely they'll give us a good draft choice for it. Better than the compensatory 3rd-round pick. Right?
You know what? I'm going to tell you now.
Business.
And Steven said it. They have a plan.
Absolutely, they do.
He said, "I'm sure they have a plan."
Absolutely.
Absolutely, they do.
Absolutely.
Now, what is that plan?
Oh no.
Is it drafting?
We'll find out.
A receiver first round?
Oh, I think they were in play for a wide receiver, even if Kenny was here. I really do. I think that was in play. With Kenny here.
Like I told you, it will be a similar situation to where we could have picked up Aaron Donald and had Sue.
Yeah.
Right. And so them keeping Kenny and going out and getting what happened?
No, I like what Steve said. This isn't a surprise like when Sue walked. Absolutely, not at all. That was this. The Lions had a choice in that. When Sue walked, everybody was like, because the general manager, you're absolutely right. He was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure he's going to stay," and so it surprised. I mean, it took everybody back. I mean, no doubt about it. All right.
JC brings up a comment. Says Goff is not going to even have a chance here. He's going to have nobody to throw to.
I told you guys that from day one. Whether you wanted to believe me or not is inconsequential.
So having no one to throw to, and also having pressure in your face. What type of season do you think a guy like Goff is going to have?
I mean,
well, he doesn't even have close to arm talent that Stafford has.
For all the people out there that thought I was being too mean to Jared Goff and all that stuff, I think the Lions' moves are showing you what they think of Jared Goff. He is nothing more than a placeholder. I'd love it if he surprised. I would absolutely love it. It would be in the best interest of the team if he surprised, okay? But they aren't exactly going out of their way to surround him with a whole heck of a lot of talent. Now, I say this before the draft. If you draft 2 stud wide receivers, and they're probably going to draft 2 wide receivers, just get ready for it, okay? Yeah. If they draft 2 stud wide receivers, the conversation changes. But right now as we sit here, it's not exactly like they're building up on talent around Jared Goff, right?
No.
He's a placeholder. We know.
Not now. It seems that way now. We'll see what happens after the draft.
Yeah. All right, listen, we'll come back. A couple things to get into. I still want to talk about Joique's day out a little bit more, ask him a few questions about it. I think it's great that the Lions do things like that. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, Les Miles fired. You knew that was coming. The day that story broke, it was inevitable that he was going to be fired. I think, if anything, I'm surprised it took like 4 days. Come on, man. Dirty old man. It's creepy stuff. Don't go anywhere. He's Joique Bell. I'm Sean Baligian. Glad you could join us Tuesday on Woodward Sports. Hey, guys, if you feel good about your interest rate because it's in the 3s, get over it and call Hall Financial because rates are now in the 2s. Be smart and make the call because you could be saving money. Hall Financial is fast, and they do all the heavy lifting for you. So go to davidhallmortgage.com now to get started. D. Hall's been taking care of people for years. Great guy. We appreciate him being a part of things that we're doing here. Hall Financial, lower payments, better options, more personal attention. Couple things coming up, as we mentioned, Joique. Pretty cool. It's you, Lomas. Am I leaving anybody out? You guys?
Rob Sims, I believe.
Rob Sims? Mm-hmm. Tell Rob he's coming over to my house for a barbecue. He doesn't know it yet, but he's coming over to my house.
I will.
I'll bring Lo over, too. I'll make sure to reach out to Lo. Lo can come over.
He's a little bit older. You can't be feeding him all that red meat. You got to make some chicken.
Have you seen Lo? My man got lean and mean.
Didn't he?
Dude, he is. And you know what? He is, having been in the broadcast booth with him the last few years, he's one of those dudes. He doesn't cheat. Like, he's staying strict to whatever diet I don't know what diet he's on. Yeah. I'm on the I eat smoked meat diet.
No, you're on a try it diet. You see it, you try it.
That's the best way to say it. No, but I mean, all jokes aside, Lomas got thin. I mean, he lean and mean.
Good.
Jenna said, Sean, where's the invite for the Woodies? All right, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, Jenna, but you can't tell anybody, okay? Do you promise not to tell anybody? I'm going to tell you this since you asked the question, but you can't tell anybody. This is a trial run at my house for a much bigger event coming in the summer where the Woodies will be a part of it. But you can't tell anybody that. Do you promise? Don't tell anybody. But this is a okay. So what we did? Don't tell anybody. In October, we did our first trial run. It was like 25 people. Okay, it was 25 people. We stayed in, accordance with what the state of Michigan at the time wanted us to do. So we had about 25 people over the house. This one, we're going to make it a little bigger. Now that I have a bunch of friends, well, quite frankly, I don't have enough friends, but now that I have more friends here from Woodward Sports, the number goes from 25 to larger, all right? And quite frankly, what are we allowed to do now? 50? Okay? But as things get larger, okay, there are 3 guys that are going to be cooking, Joique. The guys from the smoke show. There's Dave, there's Mike, there's me. We do all the cooking. It starts the day before. So you guys are thinking about coming over to my house on April 17th, right?
Right.
We're going to be at my house on April 16th. We start the process. This is no joke, okay? We have 5 smokers that we're going to be using. 3 guys, 5 smokers. And it isn't just one thing in each smoker. I mean, we're filling our... So this is what we're calling our trial run to an event. But Jenna, this is information for you and you only. You can't tell anybody. We're planning to have a big thing in the summer. And when I say a big thing, we mean a big thing. And so yeah, that's the way. Lynn, you can't tell anybody else either. Okay, this is for Lynn and Jenna. They're always nice to me. So Lynn and Jenna, you guys are nice to me. So don't tell anybody. We are planning to have a big event in the summer in concert with all of Woodward Sports and help sponsored by Woodward Sports and some other people we're working on. And we're going to have a big old barbecue at a place to be determined.
Yeah. I had a question for you.
You can ask away.
And it's about, Art, can you pull up Kenny Golladay past contract? I think it was like a 4-year, $2 to $3 million deal around there. Mm-hmm. And to play that and then come back around this year and get offered $18 million after missing some games and not showing your full potential, right? And having some not character issues, but having some heart. There's people, questioning his heart and him being available for his team. You turn that down. Does that show how unhappy you are here in Detroit?
It's a good question. I don't know.
His contract details, he signed a 4-year, $3.1 million contract, average salary of just shy of $800,000.
Signing bonus of
signing bonus of $718,000.
That's why you love the value of finding a guy in later rounds that does that stuff, because you don't have to pay him anything for that first contract. Look at this. Sure. Look who else has his hand up.
Fish, take your time.
Gotta pull the mic up. When you say big party, right, are you talking like 100 people or
Fish.
500, 700?
Fish, we're talking about Kenny Golladay here. It's Kenny Golladay Day. You have a question about Kenny Golladay?
No, I have a question about, is Kenny Golladay going to be at this party?
No, he's not going to be in Detroit. Do you want to come? Do you want to come, Fish?
Fish, you're invited.
To what, the party or Kenny Galladay's location?
The party.
Sure. If I'm invited.
If you're invited, if you got time, if you can fit us in, you'll come by.
I don't do anything other than sit in a booth for 7 hours.
Hey, Fish, everybody.
Fish, to answer your question, the one in the summer is going to be a big shindig. This is our trial run. We're building up to cook for a lot of people. How's that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, makes sense.
A lot of people.
And guess what, Fish? You don't even have to bring water to the event.
What if I do? Do I get extra bonuses?
I'll give you a few extra wings. I'll give you a few extra wings. What's your jam? What's Fish's jam? What's your favorite?
He like ribs.
Like barbecue ribs?
You like ribs, don't you?
I'm on whatever.
No, don't give me whatever. You have to have a favorite.
Oh my
I don't
God!
want to hear whatever.
Are you that girl that doesn't know what she wants to eat? What do you want to eat? I don't care.
Fish, what is your favorite?
Let's go to Qdoba. No, I don't want Qdoba.
What do you think they'd eat in New Zealand? What's your favorite barbecue?
Wings. I'm a wing person.
Okay, then I'll get you and McCarty.
You know what? Art
You and
was
McCarty.
laughing. He was.
Somebody said WAP.
He was. Hey, Art, you were laughing hard. Can you relate to that at all?
I'm just glad it wasn't me for once. So,
Question: do you go through that with Trish?
Go through what? No, we don't eat together.
Oh, okay.
We don't eat together.
Sounds like a perfect marriage.
We don't eat together.
Perfect marriage. Perfect. Hey, babe, you ate already? Yep. Grab some on the way home.
In full transparency, she does cook dinner for me, but we don't go out to eat together.
Yeah, I mean, you got 7 kids. You can't afford to go eat.
That is true.
But you know how many times that happens, though? I mean, let's
question though. Do you don't ever take her on a nice romantic dinner to like McDonald's or something? Like,
no. Can we talk about Kenny Golladay?
No, I want to talk about you and Trish. So, do you take her on a nice romantic dinner to like a Wendy's or Burger King?
I know what you're doing right now, Joique.
You take it. Burger King. You can get the vegan, the Impossible Burger.
Dude, look, they're 2 for $5 right now is a great deal.
Oh God, I was just joking about food. Here we go. I done got them started.
They have them every single week.
Listen, right?
Every week they have
Fish,
these
let's
deals.
talk. I mean, wait a second. Now, Joique, I want you to think about this.
That's
okay?
the old patties that they got to get rid of before they go bad. So they sell them they put them on discount. And you think, as a business, it's their job to make you feel like you're getting a good deal.
Makes sense to me.
To keep you coming back. So how can we make a profit off of this before it goes bad?
Okay, but just hear me out. This is my sale, okay? For $5, I can get the classic flame-broiled Whopper and their crispy chicken sandwich.
Oh.
How? Right?
Is that the club looking one?
It's crispy. It's a chicken sandwich.
I'm gonna tell you this. Hold up, Art. I'm gonna tell you. You need to try this next time you go to Burger King. Try this too, Art. Take it to your wife. She might take you back. Go get the chicken sandwich and ask them to make it like a Whopper. Right? Ask them to make it like a Whopper, and ask them to cut it down the middle, and make sure you ask for some sweet and sour sauce, just for a little dip. A little dip in there. Get some. Go ahead.
Can I bring up something like as a trial run? April 17th is a big day for me. I get to be out with my friend, Sean Baligian, and maybe Joique will be there because here's my thing. Why don't we give him until April 17th to be nice to me? And if he isn't, he doesn't come to the party.
I just gave you some marital tips.
For Burger King.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, have you ever taken her to Wendy's or McDonald's? I know what you're doing, Joique.
I'm just saying, on that budget, like you have to make sure you have to make sure you're being financially responsible.
And Jenna brought up the greatest point. Cheesy tots are back at BK.
Yes, sir.
And I get some cheesy tots.
Yeah.
Right? See now, Joique, all of a sudden, the King doesn't sound like a bad option, does he?
It don't sound like but some people are too good for Burger King. I grew up on Burger King.
Do you know what I would do for you? Since you're my friend, I would go to Burger King. I would get the 2 for $5. I would take the Whopper. I would give you my chicken sandwich. And then we could share the cheesy tots.
Aww.
I don't eat chicken.
You're not going to eat chicken
Wow,
either?
good job, Sean.
He doesn't know about me.
You're really his friend, Sean.
Dang, Sean.
I'm sorry. All right.
Sent by a barbarian here.
Do you have the vegetarian Whopper or the super whatever it's called? The Impossible Whopper,
It's called
right?
Impossible Whopper.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it's paper on top of paper.
No, you won't be able to tell. You won't be able to tell.
No, for real.
I thought you said you tried it before.
I've never tried. No.
You said you tried it before.
Not the Impossible Whopper. My mom got me like the garden burger thing or whatever. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like my mom got it for me. I got to be honest.
It's a Burger King right here on Woodward Sport. I mean, right here on
Not that I've
Woodward.
ever stopped on the way home.
But stop by
do
there.
the Michigan turn. About a mile down the road, you do the Michigan turn. And
yes, it's a mile down the road. It's before you get to that Walgreens.
I've been there a few times. I may have been there yesterday, and I may be there in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure. They know me by my first name now. Hey, there he is. How was your show today? It was great.
Yeah.
The usual. Absolutely.
And they said, give me the Whopper. You take the patty off, and you just put it on top of your chicken sandwich. But no, just give me the Impossible Burger. That's all.
I'm not doing the Impossible Burger.
I would do the Impossible.
I'll get an Impossible Burger.
Even though it's not really that good for you, but still, I'll take that.
I'll do it for you.
Okay. Go ahead, Fish.
Jenna said, with all that stuff on it, the Impossible Whopper is decent.
All right.
Do you get recognized a lot in public? Like you're walking up, people go, "Oh my God, Sean Baligian!"
Yeah, we do.
You're that guy on the sports show.
They asked me, do
Here,
you know
can I take a
fish?
selfie? Picture.
It's more, when I was working for Fox 2, yes, and it killed my kids. They had a running joke. They called it sightings.
Right.
Yeah. Like they'd always say, it's the same thing. It's this. Like, I wish my daughter was here. She does a great imitation. It's this. Like that. And my kids just know me as the loser dad that I am, so they always laughed. They always thought it was funny. Taco Bell's great,
If you guys
too,
caught my eyes right there, I heard a voice of someone who didn't do what they were supposed to do, and they were being very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
All right, I see it, BK, in about 10 minutes down the road. Joique, fun show today. Have fun tomorrow with the Lions.
I will. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
Thank you guys.
I want a full report when you come back.
Yeah.
Art, Scott's going to be in tomorrow.
Let us know how Burger King goes tonight when you take that home to your wife. Let us know.
I'll take pictures of it in about 10 minutes.
And post it. Put it on your Twitter.
Nothing's going to make it home. I can promise you that. There's not a damn thing that's going to make it home. Fish, thank you. Thanks most importantly for you guys joining us. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, 11 a.m. Scott Bischoff in for Joique Bell. In the meantime, have yourself a fantastic Tuesday. Bye-bye.